Imagine waking up every morning in a villa with a private pool, dining at elegant restaurants every night, and living like royalty, all for less than you'd pay for a studio apartment in most Western capitals. I'm not talking about science fiction. I'm talking about real, incredible countries where for just $850 a month you can afford a lifestyle that would require at least $4,300 elsewhere. And no, these aren't the usual, obvious places everyone talks about. Today, I'm taking you to discover 10 extraordinary destinations you probably haven't considered, but which could completely change your life. The first country on our list is located on a continent that many completely ignore. We're talking about Georgia, and no, not the American one. This hidden gem between Europe and Asia is one of the best-kept secrets for those seeking quality of life at ridiculously low costs. With $850 a month here, you're not just a resident, you're practically a noble. A modern apartment in downtown Tbilisi costs around $320. Dinner at an excellent restaurant? Less than $16. And wait, because there's more. Georgia has introduced a territorial tax system. If you earn money from abroad, you don't pay income tax. Zero. The healthcare system is rapidly evolving, with modern private clinics offering quality services at very low prices. A complete specialist visit? About $32. Georgian women are famous throughout the Caucasus for their Mediterranean beauty mixed with Caucasian features. In the heart of Central America lies a country where wild nature meets a cost of living that defies logic. Nicaragua is the answer for those who want to live among active volcanoes, crystal-clear lakes, and nearly deserted Caribbean beaches. With $850 a month here, you live better than 90% of the local population. An oceanfront apartment in San Juan del Sur? $270 a month. A fresh-caught seafood dinner? $9. The Nicaraguan tax system is favorable to foreigners with foreign income, with minimal or zero taxation if you meet certain residency requirements. Public health care is basic, but private clinics are affordable and increasingly modern. Granada, one of the oldest colonial cities in the Americas, is an open-air museum with perfectly preserved Spanish architecture. Nicaraguan women have that Caribbean Latin charm that makes every interaction memorable. Nicaragua is known in Central America as the land of lakes and volcanoes. In Eastern Europe, there is a mountainous nation where wild nature is so preserved, it has been called Europe's last green paradise. Montenegro is a small country on the Adriatic Sea that offers impressive geographical variety. From the Bay of Kotar Fjord to the beaches of Budva, from the Dermitor Mountains to Lake Skadar. With $850 a month here, you live very well. An apartment in a coastal town like Tivat? $320. Montenegro offers simplified residency programs and favorable taxation for entrepreneurs and freelancers. The healthcare system is improving, with private clinics offering quality services at reasonable prices. Montenegrin women have that tall, sharp-featured Slavic beauty characteristic of the Balkans. The Bay of Kotar has been described as the southernmost fjord in Europe, surrounded by mountains that plunge directly into the sea. In Southeast Asia, there is an archipelago of over 17,000 islands where for $850, you can literally live on a paradisiacal beach. Indonesia is a geographical giant spanning almost 5,000 kilometers. Bali is famous, yes, but it has become touristy. Let's talk instead about Lombok, Flores, Sumatra, Sulawesi, places where with $850 a month you are rich. A beach bungalow? $215. Eating out every day? Less than $160 a month. The Indonesian tax system does not tax income earned abroad if you are not considered a permanent tax resident. Healthcare in large cities is of good quality in private facilities, with costs that are a fraction of Western ones. Indonesian women have maintained a natural beauty and extraordinary hospitality. Indonesia is known in Asia as the archipelago of spices and the land of volcanoes, with over 130 active volcanoes. Indonesia has more active volcanoes than any other country in the world and is home to the Komodo dragons, the largest living lizards. In South America, there is a country where the Andes meet the Amazon and where for $850, you can live in one of the most beautiful cities on the continent. Ecuador is small but incredibly geographically diverse. It offers everything: Pacific coast, Andean mountains, Amazonian rainforest, and the legendary Galapagos Islands. With $850 a month in Ecuador, you live comfortably. Cuenca, a UNESCO World Heritage colonial city in the heart of the Andes, has rents around $320 for central apartments. Healthcare in Ecuador is excellent. The private system is fantastic at very low prices. Comprehensive health insurance? Less than $110 a month. But here's the real advantage. Ecuador uses the US dollar as its official currency, eliminating all exchange rate risk. Ecuadorian women have that Andean beauty mixed with coastal traits, with a warm and welcoming culture. Quito, the capital, is the second highest capital in the world. The equator line literally passes through the country. The Galapagos are a nature lover's dream, with wildlife unafraid of humans. Indigenous markets like Otavalo are explosions of color and handicrafts. In Central Asia, there is a nation where endless steppes meet majestic mountains and where for $850, you live better than the majority of the local population. Kyrgyzstan is one of the most mountainous countries in the world, with over 90% of its territory covered by mountains. Bishkek, the capital, is a surprisingly green and livable city where a modern apartment costs $270. Eating out? Less than $6 per meal. But the real magic lies in the yurts on the banks of alpine lakes where you can stay for just a few dollars a night. The tax system is simple and taxes are low. Healthcare is improving rapidly, especially in the private clinics of the capital. Kyrgyz women have that Central Asiatic beauty with features that blend Mongol, Russian, and Persian influences. Kyrgyzstan is known in Central Asia as the Switzerland of the East for its spectacular mountains. Lake Issyk-Kul is the second largest alpine lake in the world and never freezes despite being surrounded by snow-capped mountains all year round. In North Africa, there is a country where the Sahara Desert meets verdant oases and where for $850, you can live like a pasha. Tunisia is an incredibly diverse country. White beaches in the north, rocky desert in the center, Saharan dunes in the south. With $850 a month here, you live well. An apartment in Tunis? $270. Hammamet and Sousse offer coastal life at ridiculous prices. Tunisian healthcare is one of the best in Africa, with medical tourism growing rapidly. The tax system is reasonable and offers advantages to those who invest in the country. Tunisian women have that North African Mediterranean beauty, with Berber, Arab, and European influences. Tunisia is home to some of the world's best preserved Roman sites, including the El Jem Amphitheater, which rivals the Colosseum. The ruins of Carthage tell the story of one of antiquity's most powerful civilizations. The Tunisian Sahara Desert was used as a filming location for Star Wars. You can literally visit the abandoned sets. In Eastern Europe, there is a small Baltic nation where dense forests cover half the territory and where for $850, you live comfortably in a digitally advanced society. Latvia is on the Baltic Sea. Riga, the capital, is a spectacular Art Nouveau city where a modern apartment costs $430. Food is cheap, transportation is efficient and nearly free. But here's the revelation. Latvia is part of the European Union and the Schengen area, offering you free access to the entire continent. The healthcare system is European with Western standards. Latvian women are famous throughout Europe for their height and Nordic beauty. Latvia has such a low population density that entire regions are covered by primal forests where wolves, lynx, and deer still live in abundance. Riga's historic center is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, with the highest concentration of Art Nouveau architecture in the world. In Southeast Europe, there is a Balkan country where the Black Sea meets forest-covered mountains and where for $850, you can live in a rapidly transforming society. Bulgaria offers a strategic location between Europe and Asia. Sofia, the capital, is a city at the foot of Mount Vitosha where a one-bedroom apartment costs $320. Varna and Burgas on the Black Sea coast offer beach life at ridiculously low prices. But here's the crucial point. Bulgaria is part of the European Union, has the lowest taxes in the EU with a 10% flat tax, and the cost of living is among the lowest on the continent. The healthcare system in private clinics is excellent and ultra-affordable. Bulgarian women are famous for their Slavic beauty with a Mediterranean touch. Bulgaria is known in the Balkans as the land of roses and yogurt. Bulgaria has more UNESCO sites than any other Balkan country, including the Rila Monastery, an architectural masterpiece hidden in the mountains. So, what do you think? 10 extraordinary countries where for just $850 a month, you can live better than you do now spending $4,000. Each of these places offers not only a very low cost of living but also breathtaking landscapes, fascinating cultures, and yes, fantastic women. Tell me, from which city or country are you watching this video? What do you think of these destinations? Have you ever considered moving to one of these places? Write it in the comments. I'm so curious to hear your opinion. And remember to click the hype button near the like button. It's completely free, but it enormously helps the channel grow and bring you increasingly interesting content like this. I truly thank you if you do. Every gesture counts. And before you go, click on one of the recommended videos you see on the screen. We have prepared other incredible curiosities and discoveries that you won't want to miss. See you in the next video.